Browns rookie minicamp is underway in Cleveland, and all eyes are on the quarterback room. Shedeur Sanders, alongside fellow QB draft pick Dillon Gabriel, has been going through play installs and competitive drills. And while everyone is dialed into who will get to start week 1, none of that is expected to be determined during rookie minicamp. Here's Shedeur Sanders on his focus heading into his rookie season.
My job here isn't to prove people wrong. Like, I prove myself right. And I fully have self-belief. You know, and what those people say, that's just their opinion. So I don't truly care. They don't really live in my mental space about that type of stuff. It really doesn't do anything for me.
All right, NFL insider Jeremy Fowler with us right now. You just heard from Shedeur Sanders. What more can you tell us about Shedeur Sanders in his first few days in rookie minicamp?
Yeah, yesterday he made a few good throws, got the social media folks hyped up a little bit, so he's clearly capable. It wasn't perfect, it was a bit up and down at times, and you're playing against tryout players. It's rookie minicamp. The expectations overall are pretty low. They just want the players to get functional, learn some instruction, communicate, some of those basics. So right now, Dillon Gabriel, the third-round pick, is still taking some of those first-team reps. I guess you could call them first team. So now they're working that out. And Shedeur has been really as advertised. He's come in, he's shown he can be accurate and can process information. So that's the good side. But as somebody with the Browns told me, this is going to be a long road. They got the next 4 months to work with all 4 quarterbacks, get them in OTA, see what they can handle against some real 11-man defense.
We're only in May, guys. Everybody just relax and take a deep breath. A few other QBs in camp this week. So what are you hearing out of Tennessee regarding the top pick, Cam Ward?
So the Titans are really impressed with his sort of communication with his young players, especially with they have 3 fourth-round picks that are tight ends or wide receivers. So he's got playmakers there to work with that he's going to be building with for years to come, they hope. And he's been really talkative and vocal with those guys, trying to get their timing right. If the rep's not right, he'll have them run it back with them. And so really from a leadership standpoint, he's doing what they like. Titans, they're really focused on technique and some of those basics, but they like what Ward has to offer. Really, he came in knowing the playbook. That was important because throughout the process, he knew he was going to be a Titan for the most part. He dug in and got it done. And you got Tyler Shuck here. So the door is open with Derek Carr retiring, but I was hearing that Shuck felt pretty good about his chances. It's certainly in a humble way that he has to earn his role, but his chances to have a role in this team and potentially play, because when the Saints took him, they knew he was among the most pro-ready quarterbacks in the draft with a lot of experience in his mid-20s, fought through injury to play a lot of football. So he should be able to get acclimated quickly. The Saints are going to open this up. They got Spencer Rattler, they got Jake Haener, who have a little more season, a couple years under their belt, but Tyler Shuck is in a position where he could certainly play, and they drafted him knowing that the Carr situation was uneasy. They didn't know he was going to retire at this point, but this is a situation where with who they drafted and the experience Shuck has, that could lead to him playing earlier than maybe most would.
The door is definitely open down there.
Saying what I'm about to say in a roundabout way, Louis Redick, I'm going to be straight up and down with you because you know how much I revere you. I completely disagree with you with what you're saying, and I'm disappointed in what you didn't say. A lot of this was about primetime Deion Sanders. You can say whatever you want to the audience out there, to these idiotic trolls all over social media talking about, Shedeur Sanders wasn't that great or whatever. There is no one, I repeat, no one that looked at Shedeur Sanders and even had him less than the 3rd best quarterback in the draft. This is a quarterback-driven league. This guy was considered one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the draft, and 143 picks came and went before you heard his name. Don't talk to me about football. I don't want to hear a damn thing about football. This ain't about football. This is about something else. And I said that even though it's different, I brought up the name Colin Kaepernick. And why? I didn't sit up there and throw a pity party for Colin Kaepernick. I knew his career in the NFL was over the minute that the NFL organized that workout for him at the Atlanta Falcons practice facility, which was led by Jay-Z and those cats and Roger Goodell and what have you, and he elected not to show up and instead tried to have the workout an hour and 20 minutes away, and he going to notify them 2 to 3 hours before the workout. I said he is done. And I have no sympathy because, damn it, they tried to make it happen because the league had to do it because the owners didn't want to. It's an accident that no owner in the National Football League wanted to touch him. We can use the word collusion. It ain't necessary. They think alike in a lot of different situations. They don't have to collude with one another. There's a universal understanding that this is our league, and we want to do what we want to do the way that we want to do it. And we'll be damned if anybody's going to tell us what to do, because guess what? We running the show, and people going to come. They're going to flock to the stadium. They're going to have their tailgate parties. We going to win in the ratings. We going to make damn near $250 million apiece as an owner. Ain't a damn thing anybody's going to do about it. We understood that years ago. But suddenly we going to engage in collective amnesia here. Hold on, Molly, because this is very important. Primetime Deion Sanders' hands are not clean in this. Shedeur Sanders' hands are not clean on this. If you go into an interview and people thinking that you brash and arrogant and what have you, and they think that they're going to have a problem working with you, that's partially on you. Primetime Deion Sanders going out publicly and stating on the record, there's a couple of teams we might not want him with, and he ain't going there if we gonna get him, if they're gonna select him. And he's on Tamron Hall's show, and she's like, what if your son don't listen? He said, who? What? Like, that ain't gonna happen. You look at NFL teams, along with the specter of people potentially calling for him to be the next coach, you can understand the reticence. But for 143
Stephen A,
picks.
hold that thought, because you brought up 3 points, and I want Lewis to respond. The first point is the football aspect of him being the third quarterback on everyone. Then there's the Deion aspect, and then there's the Shedeur aspect. So let's tackle them one by one. First, Lewis, can you respond to Stephen A's sentiment about that he was the third best quarterback on everybody's draft board?
At least.
And this didn't have anything to do with play?
If not top two.
Look, like I said, evaluating players is highly subjective. Do I believe that he was – okay, let's just put it this way. Do I believe that he was worse than Dillon Gabriel, who I love? I love Dillon Gabriel as a person, watched him live as a player multiple times. No, he's better than Dillon Gabriel.
That's right.
He's a better football player than Dillon Gabriel. Okay, as simple as that. What I wanted to say, though, is this. Stephen, I've said multiple times, of course Deion's specter, Deion's aura, Deion's presence has something to do with this. That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the process that has nothing to do with on the football field. When teams are evaluating Shedeur from January, February, March, April, all of that comes along with him, the people who are with him, the people who are going to be his inner circle. How's he going to be as far as how's he going to be advised?
Fowler joins us now. He said that this Cleveland quarterbacks competition is going to be all-encompassing evaluation, and obviously they have Kenny Pickett there. They have Joe Flacco as well. What are you hearing about the two rookies, though, at first glance?
Yeah, so they're going to keep 4 quarterbacks, Hannah, throughout the offseason leading into training camp. So Dillon Gabriel, Shedeur Sanders will have plenty of opportunities to make their impression and to try to make the team. That's really their first goal. They have to do that because the Browns are probably going to keep at a max 3 quarterbacks. Somebody's going to be the odd man out. So Sanders has been as advertised as far as what the Browns liked in the pre-draft process, accuracy, decision-making. They want to see him build on that. But the tricky part for him is they're really high on Gabriel. They essentially overdrafted him in the 3rd round just to ensure that they got him. I was told the Browns are really surprised that the media never picked up pre-draft very much on how high they were in Gabriel with their private workouts with him, with bringing him in for a top 30 visit. So he's still in a pretty good position right here, and we'll see. Now, I'm talking to people around the league. They wouldn't be surprised if the Browns try to swing a trade eventually with one of these 4 quarterbacks. They look at that position as currency, as value. So if somebody plays well in the preseason, maybe they'll be in a new uniform.
Yeah, it's going to be really fascinating to see. You know what they say when you have multiple quarterbacks, that you have none. I know.